So you've probably seen the last video, and this is an updated video on the last one, so it's not going to be a long video, but a problem shared is a problem solved, and thanks to you guys, very much appreciated. Came up with the answer. Still coming through, bastard. Now, I've been an engineer for nearly 30 years, and obviously I wasn't going to leave it like that. My thoughts on it, I was going to use water traps, but they were square and a bit bulky for where I want to be placing them, especially underneath near the shower. Water trap wouldn't have fitted, I don't think. But many of you suggested the HepvO Valve. Now, the HepvO Valve is a tube around about 6 inches long. The one I got was 1.25 inches, and inside the HepvO Valve is a rubber valve. Now, the closed end of the rubber valve wants to be facing towards the grey water tank, and the open end wants to be facing to whichever sink you fit into, or the shower tray itself. Now, I've fitted 3 of these. There's one in the kitchen sink, one in the bathroom sink, and one for the shower outlet itself. Now, somebody else did suggest to me, or ask me the question, am I using a filter in my water system? And I'm using this one season filter system that'll be going just before the bathroom sink and the kitchen sink on the cold water side, so it just makes more room in the fridge for beer, and that's more important. And just underneath here I've put a better, more improved, wider wide pipe, because the old one was a hell of a lot thinner. I think this is where the problem stemmed, when the water was backing up through the shower itself. So these valves come in 2 sizes, or the ones I could find anyway. I couldn't find any that came in 28mm to suit the pipe itself. Now, this is 1.25 inches. The other size it comes in is more for household stuff like 1.5 inches. So that was the smallest one I can get, and as you can see, I've fitted 1.25 inches adapters to the HepvO Valve itself. So I've had to put some Jubilee clips on each end. It is cemented in place as well, so it shouldn't go anywhere hopefully. I will be testing this fully with quite a bit of backup pressure. Reach, you bugger. Oh. Right. So you might notice it's not gushing out no more on this end, because I've reconfigured the pipe inside. It's not turned on. So one of my first problems was my filler pipe. It was leaking. It did have a hole in it. I've also used the proper Jubilee clips on it now, and thankfully there are definitely no leaks on that now. So that's one job sorted. I've just temporarily wired up the pump for now, so I can test it again and see if it's draining away properly. So let's test this out. There's a spurt, I know it is. I know it isn't. Probably because I have it on hot water. No gargling. That's the water. Both sinks don't seem to be going down, so I'm going to go right through the pipework and check there are no leaks on the grey water drainage side. Yeah, seems to be leaking from one of them HepvO valves. Now I've had to go around on each joining tube with a Jubilee clip because I didn't want them to basically split apart. That's not where the problem is, it's actually on the join itself, so I'm going to take that off and see what's going on in there. Great. So I've just jacked the van up again, so it's on nice level ground. So I'm pretty sure I have got rid of all my leaks on my HepvO valves. There was two and they were both at the connections. All I've done is wrapped up the joinings with more glam tape and that seems to solve the problem. So right now I've probably got around about 10 litres of back pressure water in the sink, in the kitchen sink, around about 5 litres in the bathroom sink, and probably yet again 10-15 litres of backwater pressure in the shower tray itself. And what I'm trying to do is build up a bit of a back pressure so I can test out the pipes and make sure they're not leaking anymore, or they're going to develop a leak anyway. I think that's probably the best idea, just to test them out. In real life scenario, none of these will be all full, none of these will be all draining at the same time, I know, but I'd rather double test everything, put an overload on it, and at least I know it's going to be fine. So I'm just going to leave it for half an hour, check the joints, make sure there's no leaks, and hopefully, job's a good one. Like I said before, I'm just checking on the joints where I've glued them together and where the HepvO valves are. I'm just making sure none of them screw adapters are leaking, and it seems to be holding up on the kitchen side itself. And on the bathroom sink side, which was leaking, that isn't leaking no more. With all the back pressure in the sinks and the shower tray, there's a couple of drips on these connections here, and I'll just tighten them connections, the Jubilee clips up, and that should sort it out. Right, soon we're drying inside the van itself. Let's release this back pressure. So, everything's drained away very nicely. I've still got a little bit of a gargle. I suppose the old saying is, a problem shared is a problem solved. So thanks very much, guys. You've been very helpful on this bit of an issue.